The floor of the cenacle is wet. Water drips from a coarse towel, breaking a silence so heavy it feels physical. That water is turbid, carrying the dust and grime collected from 12 men who have spent the day navigating the dry routes of Palestine. The disciples are watching the scene with a visible, awkward discomfort. Their God is on his knees, adopting the exact posture of a household slave. This collision of the divine and the dirty is anchored to these specific stones, a room where the traditional world order was turned upside down. The tension in this room mirrors the most uncomfortable reality of our own psychology, our reflexive horror at the idea of being a servant. Philosophers use the term Dasein to describe our baseline human existence, a state often defined by an anxious, unending drive for status and elevation over others. Our ego abhors the washbasin and the towel. We are socially and biologically wired to demand the right to be served, recognized, and obeyed. In this same atmosphere of intimacy, a betrayal is already in motion. One of the men is already calculating his exit into the darkness outside. True betrayal does not always look like a secret plot or a bag of silver coins. The germ of betrayal is found in the heart that hardens itself, the person who consumes the bread of grace while refusing to lower themselves to the level of their brother. It is possible to sit at the table of communion while fiercely protecting the pride that prevents us from becoming vulnerable. Jesus breaks the silence with an observation that leaves no room for ambiguity. The servant is not greater than his master, nor the messenger greater than the one who sent him. This statement, paired with his kneeling posture, breaks the internal logic of every human hierarchy. We are witnessing two opposing trajectories of existence. Our nature seeks to climb. The divine chooses a radical downward descent toward the floor. In this new arrangement, authority operates through this descent. To lead is to occupy the lowest part of the structure. Christ assumes the role of the slave to rewrite our identity. He demonstrates that our worth is found in this self-emptying, a motion that will eventually lead him all the way to the cross. By taking the place of the last and the least, he proves that receiving the small and the sent is the same act as receiving the Father. The only form of greatness that survives the grave is the power that willingly pours itself out for the sake of another. This ancient scene follows us into our modern lives, into our kitchens, our offices, and our private conflicts. We see it in marriages where we keep a strict ledger of who has done more, demanding that our needs remain the center of gravity. We see it in our work, where we are tempted to diminish the dignity of a colleague just to secure our own status. And we see it in our families, where we allow resentment to rot a relationship because we refuse to be the first one to kneel and ask for forgiveness. If the author of life chose the lowest, wettest part of the floor to wash away our dirt, our efforts to build pedestals of vanity are entirely absurd. The Master has finished his work of descent, from the washbasin to the finality of the cross. Now the damp towel is in our hands. We are called to dry the wounds of those beside us, for no disciple has the right to seek a throne when the Master has deliberately chosen the floor.